Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Melody and welcome to my Simple Valley home. In today's video, we're going to be doing some fun projects around the yard. We're going to be gardening, we're going to be mulching, power washing, and also spray painting. I'm also going to be decorating my front porch for summer. I'm going to take you guys along with me. But before we do that, I wanted to share our new garden spot that we have in our area. This place was massive. They had so many beautiful flowers, different varieties, pots, and their prices were very reasonable. In fact, I love their prices so much, I ended up carrying a good cart full of flowers. Okay, so here is the agenda that we're going to be doing today. We're going to be doing lots of planting. I am so excited. It's been after Mother's Day for a while, and that's usually when we start to plant here in Omaha, Nebraska, because you have to deal with the frost. So the first bed that I'm going to be planting, I was going to be planting this gorgeous little container here that I picked up from junk stock fall of last year. It's a concrete planter, it will withstand the winds. And I'm going to be doing three things. I'm going to be doing a spiller, a filler, and a thriller in this little container. So we're going to be sprinkling a couple more sedums in the family in the rock bed. And I'm also going to be adding some petunias because last year I added petunias and I just love the color that it brought to this space over by the street. So we're going to be adding those as well. I'm also going to be doing some light hydrangeas around here, and those get pretty big, and I'm excited for that, just to kind of fill in this space. I definitely don't want my rock to be covered, so we're going to be kind of figuring out the spacing. I'm thinking one in the middle and two on the sides, kind of like in the middle of my railings, so that way it's kind of evenly spaced, because they do get 5 foot tall and 5 foot wide. They get pretty big, but the blooms are incredible, and it's going to probably take a couple years for them to get established to get to that point, but for now at least it will be planted in this bed. So I've always envisioned limelight hydrangeas in this space. So I have some bleeding hearts. I have a pink one here, I have a white one, and then a red one. So I'm going to be filling in this space with some hostas and other different types of shade plants. This bed is like I always envisioned it to be, just full. Some other plants over here, maybe some lavender. I'm going to be filling in this bed just a couple spaces over here just to kind of make it not look bare, because again, I am going to be, just like my last video, I am looking for a fountain to kind of add to this space, and I don't want to add any plants just quite yet until I know for sure how I'm going to map out this space. Okay, let's go ahead and take a walk over to my side bed. Now, this space over here gets full sun, so I envision knockout roses here rather than regular roses, because knockouts, you don't have to cut them back during the winter time, and being that I'm a mom and time is very sensitive, I want less maintenance as possible but still enjoy my garden space. So knockout roses will be here. I'm also going to be adding some cone flowers. I also wanted to have something tall in this bed over here, so I picked out some really pretty flowers that my mom had in her garden, and they're absolutely beautiful. I'll do a video of what they look like established, so I'm just thinking of popping 3 of those in here. Here are some plants that we're going to be planting today. I got these flowers for Mother's Day. I could not get over my mom gifting me these. They're so beautiful. We ended up getting some beautiful sedum to add to the rock wall. I also decided to do some salvia, veronica, along with hostas and also some petunias. This vinca is perfect to add to the container plant. I could not get enough of the limelight hydrangeas. I love the size, so they will be established a lot easier. And also I ended up picking up some hostas, some corabels, just to kind of sprinkle in my shaded garden. But I decided again to do such a beautiful landscape as far as a cottage look, just like I had in my old California home. It's just a start, but I'm glad to have all these beautiful plants in addition to my starter garden in my front yard. Okay, let's go ahead and gather our supplies. So I'm going to gather up my organic biotone starter fertilizer. I'll leave this in the description box down below. I learned about this about 10 years ago. I watched Garden Answers, and this stuff is amazing. It is so good. Basically, it makes your roots of your plants strong. You need a good strong root system in order for them to thrive through the heat, through them being first planted, and just to have a great start of life. It's a slow releasing fertilizer. You're going to use this stuff, you're going to wait a week, and then you're going to go ahead and fertilize with your regular feed, such as Proven Winners feed or also Miracle-Gro. But I will recommend Kellogg's potting soil and also garden soil over Miracle-Gro. It is a little bit more pricey. You can get it at Home Depot, but I tell you what, my plants have never thrived with these two items. I love to garden, and especially gardening with my mom is one of my favorite things to do. She gifted me these plants and she was so happy to lend a hand and get these babies in the ground. So I'm going to show you a couple areas of what we garden, but to start, we're going to take a hand scoop of this Biotone fertilizer. We're just going to go ahead and mix it in with our soil. Of course, deroot our plants. They've been in those containers for quite some time, and I'm just going to add some fresh topping soil. Okay, so here's how we have it mapped out based on size. And what was this one? This one was called...
That's the guacamole.
Guacamole hosta.
Albuquerque drinking gourd.
Okay.
Hosta. It kind of has its leaves that kind of go like this.
Uh-huh.
Like a cup.
Like a cup, yeah.
Yep.
So
right
we decided we're going to plant this one over here because the Bleeding Hearts gets pretty big. My mom will take a picture of how big hers is, and I'll insert it in the corner. It's pretty big. And we're going to put a couple over there. So these, most of them, again, are perennials, and that one over there is an annual. So I have to do it every year. But so far, the shade garden is looking good. I am so excited to have a shade garden. I never had one in LA. If you guys have a shade garden, please send me a picture on my Instagram at My Simple Valley Home. I would love to see beautiful pictures, and also leave a comment down below of plants that you think I should plant in this shade garden. Okay, so we added the sedum here, so it'll spill out on my rock bed. Over here is the sedum as well. We're gonna add salvia along this edge, so it'll definitely overtake and it will create some height back here, a little bit of purple. If you read the tag, and this coleus is part sun, full sun, so it takes both, which is nice. And I added the, what is this called, Mom? This guy right down here?
It's a dianthus.
Dianthus, yeah, so it'll be really pretty right next to the rock. And then I added this guy right here, Astabe. Because it's going to get nice, full, and bushy, and I figured that it would cover up this gutter. So I really like that, and I think it's going to look really nice. Again, this is a work in progress. That does not come back every year, but this does.
You can always do it.
And this does.
Stuff too.
The dianthus?
Yeah, little border.
Little borders
like
going
the
on here.
There that does the red.
Yeah, she does that too. Yeah, so we'll do that. And adding some petunias just to kind of sprinkle through to spread throughout this bed. It's a temporary fix until I figure out what I want in this bed, but this right over here is a start. I think it's gonna look good. I want to see it thrive. I want to see my garden thrive. Because I'm trying to still decide on the design that I want to go with for this side bed, I decided to add some petunias. They're wave petunias. They just need a 1 foot spacing. They will add some color. They are an annual, so I will have to replace them every year. But again, being inexpensive, a filler plant, and I will keep you guys updated on how they fill in with the color, the pinks, purples, and whites. So exciting. I will be definitely adding more impact to the other space, but for right now, it looks amazing. I decided to add a little bit more of a different color, different leaf texture as well by adding this coleus. I love the lime green. The darkness just makes it full over here. It will get bigger, which is amazing, and it takes full sun. got done planting. It's been a couple days since. We had a huge storm come in yesterday. I'm sure you guys have heard about the crazy rains and winds that Midwest has been getting recently, so that's why the mulch is super wet looking. But anyways, I'll just give a quick pan over of all the things that we have planted. Tons and tons of petunias that I decided to kind of scatter throughout. Again, this is more of like just a temporary until I figure out what this bed is going to look like in the future. But my salvia will stay, and those get pretty tall. Have some sedum kind of growing throughout to kind of spill over the rocks, just like this one over here that's already been planted for a couple of years. My hydrangeas look really good. They're nice and perky. Compared to when I planted them, they look a little bit sad. But I can't get over the shade garden. It's looking really good. Everything looks happy and healthy. Planning on putting some other type of flowers in here probably later in the month, just because, you know, don't want to get too much going on right at once. It was a lot of planting, but I really liked it. Looks good. I do have mulch being delivered today, so I will be filming that for you guys as well. And over here is my sun garden. Put a lavender, some salvia, some daisies, and my mom ended up surprising me with some knockout roses. And I will go ahead and share with you what they are. This one is a sunny knockout, and it kind of blooms, sunny knockout. It blooms kind of like a yellowy flower. So it looks like it's like a off-white with a yellow throat. Don't have any on there right now. This one's kind of spent, so you can't really see it too well. But this coral one, oh my gosh, so beautiful. If you guys could see the vibrancy in this, oh wow, this is so pretty. And this one is called Coral Knockout. I'm gonna take a little snip of that. And I love knockout roses, guys, because they're so easy and they're drought tolerant, which is nice. You just like literally just trim them as you go. And they don't have crazy thorns, which I really like. And they just, you can control how big or how small you want them, which I really love, versus a rose. Let's see here. This one is my coneflower I planted over here. And then these guys, I still can't remember the name. I will insert the name of it in the corner of the screen, but I just kind of flanked them in this bed. Nothing screams a fresh, beautiful garden like mulch. I love how beautiful everything comes together. All those colors just pop when you add that fresh mulch. And the fact that I got a great deal on all this mulch, I ended up getting everything for around $200. I really highly recommend, if you guys can get mulch in bulk, it's definitely more inexpensive than you getting bags. Yes, it's extra work with the wheelbarrow, but if you have a fun friend or a family member to help you, it actually goes a lot quicker. What kind of ground cover do you guys have in your landscaping? Do you guys have all rock? Do you have all mulch? We did a combination just because the wind factor is a little bit treacherous here. We recently added this rock bed in the front and on the sides. If you guys missed that video, I'll have it in the description box down below. It was super fun, but also rewarding to do that rock garden. It was very inexpensive. I love that we were able to get our hands dirty, and again, create memories with my mom is always the best thing. When I garden, I get this dopamine factor. I'm sure you guys have heard of this. It's your happy space. So I love adding different
flowers every year, creating different spaces every year, using your own two hands, it makes it much more rewarding. And also you get inspired by others in your neighborhood, such as my neighbors. They were saying, oh my gosh, that mulch looks so good. So much that they ended up remulching their yard a couple weeks later because they found out what deal I got on my mulch. But it was so perfect just to add mulch to this space over in the corner. It made that rock bed just pop. It was awesome. Okay, while I clean up the mess from this mulch, let's go ahead and get started and do some DIY projects for my front porch. I decided that I wanted to go ahead and paint my glider that I had in LA. It was green, but I wanted something different. I decided to use French Beige by Rust-Oleum. What's awesome about this sprayer, it has different settings. I got this from Home Depot, and it's a really pretty color. It was like kind of like accessible beige a little bit that I have in my shutters. I love that it blended in just fine, and it was a great coverage. Guys, I only need 1 can to spray paint this glider. I couldn't believe how much it stretched. I highly recommend Rust-Oleum all over the others just because it will not rust.
Okay, so I got this off of Facebook Market a while back, and it was already this color, and I had it on my porch, and I actually really enjoyed the color. It blended in really nicely with everything. It wasn't too stark on top of my rug. And I recently picked this up from Goodwill, and I realized that they're the same. Now, ideally, I would have loved this little ottoman here to be the same color as this little stool here. And since this is already painted, I'm gonna go ahead and paint them both. I really don't want to, but. So my plan is to have this in front of my glider, and then this as a little stool in front of my 2 chairs on my patio. So we're just gonna go ahead and spray paint this. I will show you guys the color that I picked out, and let's go ahead and refresh this little furniture pieces that I got secondhand. Here's what I picked up from the hardware store. I got this at Home Depot. It's called Winter Gray. And it's just kind of like a wintry gray. And it's kind of similar to exactly what I have already, which is really nice because I already know that I like this color blended in with all my color pieces on my patio. And again, it looks really pretty on top of my rug. It's not the same color, so it doesn't blend. So this is what we're gonna use. I got 2 cans of these, so hopefully it gets a little bit stretched so we can get this done. Good spray paint. That's some good spray paint. That didn't take any effort at all. So I think I'm gonna let that dry and do some touch-ups tomorrow. But now they match, and I honestly think it's the same color as what that person probably painted it. Only I feel like they did like a matte, which is stupid, than a gloss. But yeah, I take these things in during the winter time because I don't want them to be destroyed, and I don't get a lot of rain in my patio, so they're really protected, which is really nice. Like, my patio is really deep, so again, the weather isn't a problem on my patio. If their weather was a problem on my patio, I would not recommend spray painting wicker just because it would peel and have issues. But this is held up even though it's a little bit of chippiness, but I did scrub it to get it nice and clean before I spray painted it. And again, it's the same pattern, which is nuts. And what I like about this one is that it's storage inside. So if it's windy, I can put my pillows in here and not have to worry about it going down the street. So that was why I picked this up. And I picked this up for $8 at Goodwill. And then this one I picked up at 10 on Facebook. So for patio furniture, for how cheap it is, I think it's a win. So what do you guys think? I think it's a great color. Again, I would love to keep that brown, but since this was already painted, I just decided to kind of have them, and since they're in the same space, to be sisters. So I like it, looks good.
While my paint is drying, I decided to go ahead and power wash my front porch. I wanted to get everything nice and clean, get rid of that winter debris. I'm going to do this before I start decorating my front porch with you guys, so stay tuned for that. But the power washer was easy to use and it was very inexpensive.
Okay, so here is the power washer I'm going to be using. I will have it in the description box down below. It's called Sunjo. This thing is so simple to use, and I love that it is very convenient with the handle and different settings. So I will go ahead and show you guys the different settings that it comes on. You just add these settings to the top of your power washer. So it goes by how wide it is. So the 40 degrees is the less powerful, all the way to the red, which is like, again, I love that it's red. It means warning. It will take anything off your concrete. I do not recommend using that on your patio that is made out of composite wood or anything that has some type of finish on it. It will definitely take it off. The next setting is the yellow, which is a 15%, and then the green is, I believe, 25. So you can add different types of soaps and mixtures to this, but I just use it as a regular power washer. Again, it's super easy. You just hook it up to your hose and a power cord and you're good to go. I'm gonna go ahead and change this just because I feel like the pressure's not quite there. So what you do is you just simply press it back. This little guy right here, you press it down and then it will come right off. So we're just gonna go ahead and grab our next set up, which is a yellow. And it should just pop back up when you go ahead and put it in. So you heard that click, and we'll just go ahead and work now. So we're gonna turn it back on and we're ready to go. I decided to leave this because it is extremely heavy. The bottom is pure concrete and you need like a dolly to move it. So she's gonna stay when I power wash this. I am not gonna break my back over moving this topiary, but I will share this topiary is from Facebook Market. It is real, but it's dried. And I did spray paint it with a weather resistant clear coat just to keep it from fading. Even though it is a little bit fading here and there, I actually love the two-tone that it's bringing. It's really cute. And I just, the texture is unbelievable. I just simply put a wreath down here just to cover up the seams because the topiary is smaller than the container. And I thought that this would tie in nicely for summer or spring. It's an easy tip, guys. If you have a planter that's a little bit bigger, but you don't like that look of the edges showing, just add a grapevine wreath or any type of wreath in general of your liking, and that will cover up that seam. Okay, now that the patio is drying, I'm gonna go ahead and clean my glass. I'm gonna use this glass cleaner that I get from the hardware store. It's ammonia free and streak free, but I'm gonna just clean these windows and my lights. But before I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and share this product. This thing is awesome. This is the best suction cup for a wreath I've ever had in my life. This thing is so cool, and I will leave it in the description box down below. But what's great about it, if I can get it off, that's how good it is. It's not only that it's clear and in a good size, but it's so easy to put up. So you literally just attach it, and then, you pull this lever down. And it is not going anywhere. I'm tugging, I'm doing everything in my power to get this thing off. And what's great about it is that you can have two places to hang your wreath. You can hang it on the top part right here and just have it rest on here, or you can have something with a hook. This thing is so discreet looking when the wreath is on. You don't see anything, and I've had some crazy winds and go through here, especially, I don't know about you guys where you guys live, but May is tornado season here in the Midwest, and we've had some strong winds power through here, and this has held up my wreath and I had no problems. So I will link this in the description box. It comes in a pack of 2, and I tell you what, this thing is the best thing I've ever had. I can't wait to test it in the wintertime to see if it holds up to the frost.
Go ahead and start decorating my front porch. I love adding interest, some lighting, and these lanterns do the trick. I will find some similar ones in the description box down below for you guys from Amazon. I'll have that linked. You need some seating. I think it's perfect to create a space for you to come out and have your coffee. And guys, look how perfect my glider turned out. The color is perfect. It's neutral. It's a great little living space that we're going to put in the corner over here. And my husband and me love coming out here, having our wine, and just talking about the day. It is just the perfect space. Now let's add some coziness on my chairs. To do that, these pillows are so perfect. I absolutely love the color. They're like that perfect gray blue, and they're very neutral, so they go with everything. I got them from Amazon. I'll leave them in the description box down below. I love that they're not competing with my flowers, so I can go bold and then again have a neutral pillow that will last through the season. And I can still add 4th of July colors with them or any other type of seasonal pillows. It's a good neutral. This wreath I got from Home Goods. I love the lilacs that brings those purple tones. I will find something similar in the description box down below. This Hello Mat I've had for a while. I'll try to find something cute and again add that in the description box down below. But here's the final results of my front porch. I love everything how it turned out. I just couldn't get enough of this space. It is so fun, relaxing, and just I enjoy coming out here every day and creating such beautiful memories with my family out here. And here's the final look of my garden space. I love all the pinks, whites, and purples. It turned out absolutely beautiful. It is definitely a start to my cottage inspired garden, but at least this year I got some flowers in the ground, and it gives me inspiration to do next year and keep adding when I see something here and there. I love how this space turned out. I just wanted to take the time and say thank you guys so much for stopping by. I hope you guys enjoy this video and you guys get inspired to dig out in your yard, get your hands dirty, and spend time with your family members while doing it. If you guys have any questions on any of the plants that I planted and also any of the items that I used to decorate my front porch, please leave a comment down below in the description box. I can't wait to start decorating for summer in my house, so stay tuned for that, for those videos. And also I have some fun antique shopping coming up as well. So I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, friends.